Hello everyone, welcome back, Savertus here, coming back with part 9 of What If Deku Was Xiao. Now, where we last left off, Izuku has gone into Paris to get rid of one of the monsters that, of course, the girl that he found out that she also having the power or one of the chosen ones to hold the vision, which his name is Neko. She told him about the monster as Izuku decided to go there with Razor and Neko. In the end, and after defeating the monster and finding out that the monster inside of his chest there was another vision, which is the water vision or Hydro. After that, Spider-Man and Iron Man come into the scene as Spider-Man going against, of course, Neko and also Razor, while Izuku's going against Iron Man. And now we continue, but before we continue, guys, I opened the Discord server, so you will gonna find the link down in the description if you just want, to go there and talk with me. Anyways, let's get right into it, as right now Iron Man said, "I told you, I never play a game," as Izuku said, "Oh, really? Well then, I think I want to play a little game. Look, this is how the things will gonna go. I will gonna teleport around and you will gonna try to hit me, alright?" As Iron Man immediately shoot a laser at Izuku, but Izuku immediately teleports into another building. Iron Man spinning around and seeing Izuku, as Izuku said, "Hey, come on, you missed. You still have a couple other chances before I start attacking." As Iron Man starts shooting on Izuku while Izuku's just teleporting left to right. And after that, Izuku said, "Oh, come on, Iron Man, I know that you can do better." As Iron Man immediately shoot on the building under Izuku's feet, as Izuku said, "You missed, you idiot." As Iron Man said, "I never miss my target." As immediately after that, the building start to collapse and Izuku immediately start falling. But before he managed to teleport, of course, Iron Man immediately shoot him with the laser in his chest, throwing him through the what's left of the building into another building, as Izuku smashed into the wall. And after that he said, "Well, I think I'm gonna go harder now." As after that, Izuku holding his left hand and immediately his spear being morphed in front of him from nothing. As after that he jumped into the air going at Iron Man. Iron Man right now he's flying, so he just dodge into the left. Izuku immediately spin around while he's still in the air and immediately throw a slash of wind on Iron Man. Iron Man immediately being hit by this and throwing on a building. After that, Izuku start levitating using one of his abilities, which is of course airwalk. Start going on Iron Man and got hold of his neck as he throw him up in the air, and immediately after that throw a slash on Iron Man, making his shield being much more weaker, as Iron Man starts falling from the sky into the river. As he smash into the ice of the river, because the river is frozen right now because of Ryuku, or not Ryuku, Neko. As after that, Izuku looking there, he say, "Hey, Iron Man, are you still alive?" As Iron Man stand up, and after that he said, "You really think that only me and Spider-Man the only people that come here, right?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, is that right? Oh, don't tell me." As after that, Izuku immediately spin around as he being meet up with the solid, strong hit of a 1,000 kilogram hammer into his face, as he being thrown away. And after that, Izuku looking back, he see the man himself, the god of the lightning and thunder himself, Thor. As Thor immediately said, "Hey Stark, what are you doing? Can't you even defeat a little kid? After you gonna fight him, you will gonna surely know that he's not just any kid." As after that, Izuku said, "Oh, now this is just so annoying. 2 against 1. As after that, Izuku immediately stand up and said, "Well, let me raise up my own heat then." As immediately after that, Izuku swap his head in front of his face, creating the mask. As after that, Thor going on Izuku, throwing his hammer. Izuku just dodging, moving his left into the right, just dodging the hammer. As After that, Thor immediately called his hammer back, but Izuku just teleported closer to him. And after that, he immediately threw a punch on his face, as he just dodged the hammer into the left while it was, going back at him. As Iron Man by this time throwing laser on Izuku, Izuku start, dashing left and right, and he immediately jump into the air and throw a kick into the helmet of Iron Man, throwing him into the ground. And after that, taking his spear, he immediately stabbed Iron Man through his side of his stomach, as Iron Man start, feeling some pain. But before he managed to kill him, Thor immediately come from behind and throw a strong hit with his hammer on Izuku. And after that, he got hold of Izuku's head and immediately starts shocking his head with his, of course, lightning. And after that, just throwing Izuku away, as Izuku right now on the ground and is so shaking because of the lightning, and he is, half burned. As Thor said, Iron Man, are you okay? It's Tony. As Tony said, I'm okay. Is he knocked off now? Yeah, I'm sure of it. And after that, Izuku said, who the hell do you say is knocked off? I am awake. As after that, Izuku looking back on Nico and also Razor that right now fighting, as Izuku immediately taken something out of his hood jacket, and immediately said, Razor! As Razor looking back on Izuku while Nico holding Spider-Man and said, what is it, brother? As Izuku immediately throws something for him and said, get away from here, run! As Razor said, but what about you? I said, run! And after that, the Razor immediately getting hold of Neko and start jumping on the roofs, as Neko said, wait, but what about Izuku? As Razor said, brother doesn't want us to get involved in this, let's get out of here. As after that, Izuku immediately teleports closer into Razor and Neko and put his hand on their chest and immediately teleport them away from there. As after that, he being left there with Spider-Man, Iron Man and Thor, as Iron Man said, calm down, kid, now we are 3 against 1 and you can defeat us. As Izuku said, we will never know until we try, right? As after that, Izuku immediately jumping on Spider-Man and getting hold of his head as he smash him down into the building, destroying the building and smash him even harder into the ground. Iron Man coming closer and starts shooting laser on Izuku. Izuku being hit by this, and Iron Man decided to use his ultimate move, which is throwing such a strong beam of laser out of his chest. As immediately he hit Izuku, but Izuku crossing his hand together using his spear, making like a windshield in front of him. Thor coming from above and immediately throw a strong lightning strike from the sky going on Izuku, as Izuku starts to get, of course, electrocuted, but he doesn't stop yet. He immediately teleports out of the lightning and go on Thor, as immediately he was about to stab Thor through his heart, but Iron Man managed to shoot a laser on him. Spider-Man starts shooting his webs on Izuku to cover him and stop his movement. Izuku tried to teleport left and right to be able to get rid of the webs, but there is no use. After that, he decided to spin around himself and immediately creating like a tornado around himself, as Iron Man and Thor and also Spider-Man being sucked in, but Thor using his abilities, he immediately throw a lightning bolt on of course, into the middle of the tornado, as Izuku being electrocuted inside the tornado, and the pain that the mask is putting on him is getting even higher, which is in the end here it results in him losing consciousness, as Izuku fall on the ground and immediately the mask just disappeared out of his face. As Thor said, this kid, he really know how to fight. He's Tony, Peter, are you okay? As of course Iron Man said, we are okay. How about the kid? He's knocked off. Should we take him into America? Yeah, we should do that. Man, he is so strong. As after that, of course, Iron Man and Spider-Man and Thor just taking Izuku back into the hideout of the Avengers, as Right now, Izuku just sitting on a chair in the, negotiation room or something like that, as in front of him it's set Tony Stark and Captain America, as Izuku waking up and said, what's happened? Man, I feel like I've been hit by a 1000 volt of electricity, as, Tony Stark said, yeah, that's what happened exactly, but now, kid, tell me, who are these two people? As he just showed him a photo of Neko and Razor, as Izuku said, oh, those, well, this girl is the Ice Queen and this kid is the Wolf Boy. I think I gave you a lot of information already, so I'm just gonna go back into sleep and tell me when you capture them. As the Captain America said, please, kid, let us talk here. We can talk and, make things a lot better if you just try to work with us. As Izuku said, and what will happen if I don't? As Tony Stark said, well, first of all, you will gonna go into Tartarus, into one of the most hardest prison to get out from for the rest of your life, and second, you will never gonna see the light of day again. So how does that sound? As Izuku said, it sounds lovely. As after that, Tony Stark said, this kid is not working with us. How about we call him? As after that, Tony Stark just come out of the room, and immediately after that, All Might come into the room as he sit in front of Izuku, and also, just Captain America also get out, as Izuku said, so, All Might, right? As All Might said, young Midoriya, can we talk? As Izuku said, why would I want to talk with you? As All Might said, because I'm trying to help you here. You're not helping me here. I'm the one that's trying to help all of you by getting those visions and finding people that are worthy to hold it, and also trying to save this world. Didn't you see that monster in the water in Paris? It was just the start. There are more will gonna come, and more will gonna even become more stronger and much more horrible, and I am the only one that can stop this. Now you are just holding me back by just putting me inside the cell. As All Might said, then if you really are saying the truth, why don't you let us help you? As Izuku said, because this is not your war, this is mine. The world has chose me to do something, and I can't just sit down here and wait until you finally decided to free me. So I'm gonna leave. As All Might said, sorry, young Midoriya, but you can't leave. As Izuku said, really? And let me guess, you think that I can't leave just because of these core cancelling devices on my hands, right? Let me tell you something, All Might. I can't get out from here at any time I want. I just sit here so I can know if I could help you with anything. And after that, immediately Izuku being engulfed in black and kind of a bluish aura, and immediately after that he said, but first of all, I need to take something. As Izuku being immediately teleported out of the room, as Tony Stark said, where did he go, All Might? As All Might said, here on the way, we need to capture him. As after that, by this time, Izuku has teleported into, of course, the hideout of the Avengers, as he starts, searching in the place, and immediately after a couple of times teleporting around and going through the security system, he found it. He found the vision that he wanted the most. He found the Geo vision that Tony Stark was having, as he said, a piece of cake. As after that, Izuku was going to get hold of the vision, but before he managed to do that, immediately the vision being covered by a weird looking, like a white, what they call it, white, I forgot the name. It's called, web. As immediately the thing grabbed the vision a little bit closer to him. As Izuku looking back, he sees Spider-Man. As Spider-Man said, please, man, how about we just go back there and stalk? As Izuku said, you again. Can't you just leave me alone? As Spider-Man said, I can't. You killed someone. You killed Black Cat, as Izuku said. So what? She's a villain. She's someone that tried to stop in my way, just like you doing now. So, I think killing you will not gonna be bad. As after that, Izuku go on Spider-Man. Spider-Man, seeing how much faster Izuku is, immediately using his 4 tentacles, putting them in front of him, as Izuku immediately got hold of the tentacles and wrapped 2 out of their places. Spider-Man using the other 2 going to stab Izuku, but Izuku just teleports out of the way, back into the side of the door, as immediately Izuku just destroy a touching bed by the side of the door, making the security system start working, as the windows start to close up with the metal and the door being closed up with metal too, as Izuku said, now no one will gonna get involved in our little conversation. As after that, Spider-Man going on Izuku and start throwing his of course web on him. Izuku start dashing left and right and immediately go closer into Peter and throw a kick on his face, throwing him away. Right now, Spider-Man is being thrown away, but he got hold of himself using the other 2 tentacles of him. Immediately after that, Izuku going on Spider-Man and starts going punches, as Spider-Man trying to block this attack, but Izuku immediately engulfing his left hand with Tornado, using Wind Fist, immediately throw a punch on Spider-Man chest, as Spider-Man starts spinning and immediately being thrown on a wall. After that, Izuku come closer to him and got hold of his leg, as he smashed his head back into the ground and immediately starts smashing him left and right, as he, in the end, he just throw him away. And after that, Spider-Man, masks start to break, as Izuku said, I wonder who are you actually, as Izuku just wrapped the mask out of course, Spider-Man face, seeing Peter Parker, as he said, and what is your real name? I really doesn't search for new heroes like you. So can I, introduce me to yourself? As Spider-Man said, my name is Peter Parker. Nice to meet you. As Izuku said, oh, yeah, nice to meet you too. And after that, Izuku got hold of head of Spider-Man and said, look, you're kinda new, so I'm just gonna not kill you this time, but if I ever saw you try to go after me again, Spidey, I'm gonna kill you. As Izuku immediately hit Peter on his neck, knocking him off. And after that, he just get hold of the vision and teleport away. As after that, he being teleported into, of course, back into Japan. As after that, right now he teleported into of course, the little cave. So Razor and Neko seeing Izuku, as Razor said, Izuku, as he immediately go and hug Izuku, as he said, brother, I thought they got hold of you. As Izuku said, oh really? How do you think I am? I am the Anemo vision wielder, the conqueror of demons. You think someone with a funny suit and another insect and a weird looking guy that's holding such a heavy hammer will gonna just hold me off? Nah, that's good. Anyways, so Neko, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay, but why did you told us to run away? As Izuku said, well, because I wanted to get this, as Izuku showing in front of him the vision of Geo, as Razor said, this is one of the visions? Yeah, you're right. And after that, Izuku just hold it and said, now we only need to find the wielder of it. As Neko said, well, before we find the wielder of the vision, how about we just, enjoy a nice night, just running in the city, having a nice day. Me and Razor were talking about, going into some place and enjoying ourselves. As Izuku looking on Razor and said, seriously, Razor, did you actually agree on this? As Razor said, Razor, she were kinda looking into Razor too close. Razor didn't know what to do, so he just agreed. As Izuku said, well, anyways, I think we deserve a rest. And after that, Izuku and Neko and of course Razor go out of the the forest into a little place to eat some food. As right now they are just eating some food, and Izuku just looking on his, or Neko just looking on her phone, and immediately she sees something weird as she said, guys, as Izuku looking at Neko and said, what is it, Neko? As Neko said, should we go there? As she just holding the phone in front of her, as Izuku looking back, he see that, of course, All for One and All Might are fighting, and All Might is right now by his debuffed form, as Izuku said, what the? As Razor said, is this All Might? As Izuku said, yeah, this is All Might, but is that All for One? As Neko said, well, should we go there and help him? As Izuku said, well, let's go there, I really doesn't know why not. Let's just go. And after that, Izuku just putting his hand on both of the shoulders of Neko and, of course, Razor, as right now he being teleported into the scene. As right now All for One said, All Might, no one will gonna save you. As Izuku said, I think not. As after that, All for One and All Might looking into the right, as they see a kid with a weird looking black and black hoodie jacket, and with the glowing yellow eyes and a black and a little bit of white, blue in his hair, by the side of a girl wearing of course a white hoodie jacket with the blue eyes and white hair, and a kid with a looking like a wolf. As All for One said, and who are you? As Izuku said, your worst nightmare, the conqueror of demons. So should we start this party? And this is gonna leave it up, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what they think about this part and what they think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Savage was here.